Actually, I was planning to start with some numbers um, about mental health and the mental health of PhD students or PhDs. Um, yeah, I know that I assume that it's a well-known fact now, but we are all in this situation as well, so we are familiar, but I just want to start with this. So after that, I want to mention the importance of being with others and how it can affect on us. From last time, I am more experienced now. So I got some links and article names as well for you. So after the discussion, I can share them with you as well. So if anyone wants to check the citations and the articles, can reach those things via the links and the names. So, as I said, as you may all know, the graduate students actually are more than 6 times as likely to experience depression and anxiety compared to the general population. So it's like it is named as the mental health crisis for academia actually, because there's an increasing level of anxiety and depression among the researchers. And it is known that the PhD students has higher level anxiety and depression comparing to the yeah, okay then. Thank you, Alexandra. PhD students have more anxiety and depression comparing to the master students as well. So yes, we all know that PhD is a like an anxious term or years, but it is really higher comparing to the general population. And it actually arises some questions as well, because whether the academic environments are more intense, or what is happening in the academic environments that put these PhD students in this level of depression and anxiety. So I think this question is very important for all of us as well to think about it, because there are research, like I said, I will share you the articles as well, the links. But one of the article just published this year, and it shows us that the study was done in Sweden, but the literature in there and the numbers shows us that they found a similar pattern, and there is an increasing number of the anxiety and depression levels compared to the yeah yeah, exactly. It's about the psychiatric use of medicine. I don't know if you read it or not, but comparing to the other years, there's an increasing level of anxiety and depression among PhD students. So this is a really alarming thing for all of us, I guess. So before beginning to the programs, actually PhD programs, it was found that PhD students use mental health services less frequently. But after they started to their PhD, they started to use much more mental health services, and they have the highest risk of being prescribed psychiatric medicine during their PhD. And of course, the gender has an importance in there too. Transgenders and the woman has much more in the vulnerable side, and they are using much more medicine comparing to the men. So these are all the, I guess, alarming things that we should all think that we need to change something actually in here. And by considering these numbers, I want to tell that the PhD graduates do not continue with the academic career as well, not that much, not comparing to the other years. So there was a report in 2020, and it was found that in the Netherlands, actually, only 1/3 of the PhD graduates are working in the academia. So combined with this, all the pressure, all the mental health struggles, and the structural overwork actually in the academia, um, people do not want to continue with the academic work actually. So this actually brings the first question as well. So does the academic environment is more intense than the other sectors? So this might be the answer might be yes, in that, because people do not want to continue with the academia. There are lots of problems and lots of things that were listed in the literature. Of course, the overwork, not fixed, increasing amount of the fixed term contracts, supervisory abuse and exploitation, etc. So those kind of things, of course, have an impact on the why PhD graduates do not continue with the academic work, and why they have some anxiety and increasing anxiety and depression actually. Also, it was found that the depression and anxiety levels might be changing according to the fields as well. So the natural sciences, comparing to the social sciences and the humanities, the PhD students in the natural sciences have much more anxiety and depression. It was found in the article as well. So the reason was explained by the strong and sportive and positive mentoring and the relationship with the peers of the graduate students. So there is a correlation, a significant correlation between the sportive environment and the less anxiety and depression. Yes, Alexandra.
Yeah, I was just curious. You're saying so the grad students in natural sciences are more anxious?
Yeah.
And so any idea why? So you were just saying that a more supportive environment promotes less
Yeah.
anxiety. So is there
Yeah.
clear signs that there is not as supportive, not very supportive environment in this field? Or do you think the pressure is higher? What could be the cause?
I was just coming to that. There, in the article that I will send you, there was some they assume that the PhD students in natural sciences might have much more anxiety because the research um, mostly they conduct by their own in the labs, and they may not get the support that they have. They might be alone. So in the social sciences, it's usually different. So they assume that this might be the cause. So in natural sciences, the PhD students are much more alone. But in social sciences, they can get help, and they're working with people as well instead of labs. So it was assuming this cause. So I don't know the natural sciences, but I am in social sciences. So I guess this one helped me as well, because I was working with people, with students, with teachers, with families, and yeah, they were curious about my job as well, about my program too. I was explaining to them. I was like, I don't know, inspiring from them as well, but they were curious. So it was so helpful for me to just talking with them, because when they are talking, when they are asking questions, it was like, oh, doing something necessary for them or curious for them. This was so important for me, but this might be important for them too. So there was some kind of connection between us. Yeah, so like I said, I do not know the natural sciences. Like you said, you know better than me. Maybe you want to say something about this, but I have some friends and they are in the labs, they are doing things, and they could not reach the results that they want to. Of course, sometimes we cannot do it too, but we can explain it somehow with the outside condition, with the societal condition, etc. Of course, you can explain it too, but it might be a little bit lonely place. I don't know. But so I guess this might be an like you said, accurate thing. I don't know if we want to add or say something about this.
Yeah, no, I just think it's pretty accurate for like my personal experience at least, that and like seeing also friends in the same field. We do work a lot alone for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and politics actually, politics in academia might lead this working alone as well. I want to continue with this working alone theme from here, because I guess this is so important for all of us, because of the, I guess, neoliberal politics. We are like, we are doing research, we are presenting things, we are writing articles, we are doing lots of things at the same time. And one of the articles called it as the sheep with five legs. So for the academia, and the academic expectations called as the sheep with five legs. And I guess that this is really a good explanation, good definition for the researchers, because the universities or the researcher positions, I don't know the abroad, of course, not that much, but in Turkey, we do not have a separate researcher position at the university. So if you are teaching at the university, you need to conduct research at the same time. You need to have students, courses, projects, articles. So this is so accurate. And because of this politics, maybe the rankings go high as well. So you do not just need to publish, but you need to publish with Q1 or Q2, for example. So the ranking is important as well. And the researcher positions are not that much actually. So when you got the position, we have a permanent position in here in Turkey at the universities mostly. But of course, we have a short-term contract as well. But you need to work hard to get the permanent position. And if you got a short-term contract, this is another story. So you cannot get relaxed. You need to work hard for your next role. And there's a really limited positions at the universities, at the centers as well, and in the bursaries too. So there's an increasing number of masters and PhD students as well, and PhD graduates too. So that's why you need to run. You need to compete with others. So I guess this is just my comment. I couldn't find any scientific research on this, but because of this neoliberal politics, we are becoming more alone, actually, more lonely in our life, in our research life, because you cannot share what you are done, what you are doing. If you share, you are actually in a competition with others. So if you share it, it may not be good for you. you cannot share the I don't know, bursaries or the positions that you have met. That there's just this point of view, this perspective that makes us alone actually, in this, I don't know, um, capitalism maybe, because there's a really limited number of things, not just maybe positions, but in the article sense as well. So there's a journal, there's a limited number of articles that one journal can publish, etc., etc. So this goes like this. If you collaborate with others, of course you can learn, uh, but I don't know if it's in Turkey or not, but I always says that, like, I always hear that, like, I need to keep something to myself from my friends, from my professors as well. So when I want to consult to others about my research, they were like, "Oh, do not share your research without publishing it." So if I publish with something wrong in it, there is no aim to get a feedback on it. But I want to get a feedback. But you can get a feedback from the peer reviewers. So there is a dangerous thing not to present or share your results with others without publishing it. So, okay, I cannot publish. So there's a threat. I need to be careful about it. Okay, then. So this goes like this, and I guess we become lonely while we are thinking about it. And this really have an impact our mental health and our research practices as well. So while we are talking about this, there are some reports and articles asserts that there need to be a cultural change actually in the academic environment, because like I said before, there's an increasing number of mental illnesses, and there's an increasing number of stigma as well inside academic community. So people might be frightened to get a mental health service or psychiatric help, because they think that I may not be gain a tenure, or they may judge me, my colleagues judge me, I may not get this position if I can get this medicine, etc., etc. So they are suffering from mental health disorders, and they are suffering from this judgment and stigma as well. And this is, of course, creating a huge, like adding the huge burden to this mental health disorders as well. So PhD students, it is found that the PhD students are not reluctant to communicate openly with their friends or the faculty or the advisors about those issues and to get help. So maybe this cultural change, this stigma, um, changing this stigma might help all of us to seek some help actually. So while I am talking yes, Alexandra.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but
No.
I just thought it was like really important thought that you were summarizing about the importance of how stigma like worsens the burden. But I kind of was curious, what do you think, like at least in the current situation with all the stigma and everything, like how safe it is for like a grad student to share I don't know, with their peers, with their supervisors or maybe teachers about their mental health struggles, and like isn't it like going to backfire? And yeah, like is it what's the safe route of getting support for a graduate student?
Yeah, You are not interrupting, by the way. Thank you for saying things and joining me. So, like you said, it is not safe for now to share something actually uh, with the supervisors, with the faculty members. I don't think so. In myself, I don't want to share the things with them as well because it's not safe. I'm thinking in the same way. So, like you said, it might get backfire. I might get the stigmatized by the faculty members. I might not get the faculty positions at the universities because they have their own students as well. But I will just talk about the peer sport and the writing groups, etc., the study groups, those kind of sports. So I guess this might be helpful to get a peer sport actually. Of course, we can do the cultural change. This is the just the ultimate aim for all of us. But it's a for now, it might has a long way to reach, but I don't want to say that it's impossible. Of course, it's impossible. Maybe we can start by ourselves and with our peer group at first, and then maybe we can try to create this community without stigma and with knowing of the importance of the mental health in research, etc. So this might not be the your complete answer, but I will talk about the uh, groups as well in a while. So if you have more questions, we can talk by then. So yeah, I want to talk about a little bit about the sportive perspective of groups actually. So as you know, I am a counselor, and in counseling, we have group psychotherapy. And in the group psychotherapy, there are, by Yalom, there are 11 creative factors of group psychotherapy that was defined and presented by Yalom. And it was found that the groups or effective group psychotherapy effective in this element 11 titles. Of course, I won't talk about all of them, but I want to talk just three of the creative factors that might be related what we are talking today. So the first by Yolom's research, these were the first three creative factors as well. These were the universality, altruism, and group cohesiveness. So the universality means that helping group members to realize that they are not alone in their life, because most of the time in our life as well, in our research too, we are thinking that, oh, we are alone. So um, I I saw that Alison went to a conference. I saw that Alexandra just published an article, but I cannot find the uh, significant results with my research. So everybody is doing something, but yeah, I am alone. I'm just suffering in here. So we might feel in that way. So universality means that groups actually support themselves in that sense, to remembering that they are not alone in their suffering and their problems, and there are others actually who face the same or similar problems, and there are others who are willing to support them. These actually um, help us to go out of isolation, and this is the way of healing as well. So, and this group cohesiveness actually help us to feel belonging as well, being accepted by the group too. So yeah, we continue our contact with others as well. We started to reveal our own feelings and thoughts, and we started to not feeling alone. And we started to feel belonging to the group, which is accepting us and understand us. So this is so crucial in that sense, being with a group. So the second thing is called altruism. Altruism means that the helping others in the definition. So in the group sense, the group members actually experience a sense of significance by helping the other group members actually. Um, so they can see that the others value their thoughts, their position, what they are doing, and this altruism can give some self-respect to the people as well. So because when I am helping others, yeah, I am giving them. I am putting their needs ahead of mine, so it may give me some self-respect as well. And it's a giving part of us, actually, helping others, being important in others' lives. So this is important for us too. And the third thing is called as the group cohesiveness. Um, I didn't, yeah, universality, altruism, and the group cohesiveness. Yes, I'm right. So the group cohesiveness is actually the belonging, accepting, valuing, and empowering the experience as well. So this might actually promote the security within ourselves and in the relationship with others as well. This is a really important thing because it includes the self-disclosure. We are talking about ourselves as well, and seeing others that listening us helps us too. So these are the three things that Yalom find in psychotherapy, group psychotherapy, that works for us actually. And he conducted a research in his latest publication. I will share the book name if you want to check. And they rank the therapeutic factors, and the altruism, group cohesiveness, and the universality were the first three things uh, ranking highest, has the highest ranking in other group psychotherapy creative factors. So why am I talking about it? Like I said, we are so alone in the research side actually. In this time, because of the politics, because of the positions, because of the economic situations, maybe all of them, we become more alone and more competitive. But we cannot get a sense of the universality or the altruism or the group cohesiveness that might really impact on us in a good sense, help us, help to improve our mental health as well. So um, that's why actually groups and being with others so important. So of course, these were the creative factors for the group psychotherapy. We won't conduct the psychotherapy, but I believe that the groups in any kind, being with others, being with other researchers might help all of us in that sense, because we will learn that there are others who has the same, almost the same problems with us. They're it shouldn't be have to the same problem, but we will know that um, they have some bad times as well. They are struggling too. So not everybody is good or not everybody is perfect, but they are having their own difficulties too. So it's a universal thing. And while talking about our own issues and how we try to handle with those, we are helping others as well. So this is altruism, actually. This helps us too. So we think that we actually started to be significant by helping other people as well. And we started to feel more belonging, more acceptance by other researchers too. So that's why I think that it is so important to be with other researchers. And actually, there are research about it. So yes, there are um, mental health issues, mental health crisis in graduate education, but there are studies actually conducted, and access to this non-academic sport, just maybe learning sport or the physical sport or just fostering peer sport programs actually helps to increase well-being among doctoral students. So creating this positive relationship between the doctoral students really help to improve their well-being. So there is one research article written by a doctoral students after a writing group. I will share its name as well. So they are stated that they created a writing group, online writing group. And after this writing group, they write down their own experiences. How did it went for them? And they talk that there is actually increase their well-being. They know how to handle with the situation. They know that they are not alone, just like the creative factors that Yellow mentioned actually. So the feeling sense of community among the other doctoral students participating in this writing group and creating a social and emotional connection with them increase the well-being and decrease the anxiety and depression. You can reach the again citation from this article as well. So there's a framework called spaces of well-being. So this spaces of well-being theory, it's not just a geographical term, but it actually aims to broaden this understanding social and environmental aspects of health and the well-being as well. So the this writing groups actually, these peer groups helps us to enhance our spaces of well-being in that sense. So this these are not just physical qualities, physical spaces that we have, but it's the facilities, it's the social and relational qualities that we have with our peers. These are the maybe it might not be the therapeutic spaces like the group psychotherapy. It might be for the doctoral students, but it is integrative spaces, spaces of security. So you are accepted, you are not judged in these peer groups, and you can share yourself without judgment. So I guess this is a really important theory, important framework to consider for increasing the well-being of doctoral students by creating a peer groups. So I would like to mention just a little bit about the group work that I have done. I have already mentioned last year in this May, I guess, in the conference about the group work that I have conducted with the doctoral students. I have conducted the online group psychoeducation with the PhD students. So in this group, last week I talked about the SC. So in this group, actually, we have talked about SC, somatic experiencing, and how we can use the somatic experiencing, or what are our resources, etc. Those kind of things for 8 weeks. Um, so mostly I try to open up a place for PhD students to talk about themselves, what they are doing in their life, not just in the research side, but in their life, what are their resources, how they cope with anxiety, because this is an anxious job. So we were mostly talking about it. And at the end of these 8 sessions, I have conducted interviews with all of them. How was that for? How was the group work for them? How did they feel? So is there anything that they couldn't tell at the group, etc. for those kind of things? And all of them told me that I finally realized that I am not alone. So until then, of course, I was reading the reports and the research, the articles, etc. I knew that it was written that PhD students feeling alone, blah blah, those kind of things, and I was feeling alone too. But I was just thinking that, oh, it's me. It might be something about me. But when I hear from all eight participants told me that they finally realize that they are not alone in their research journey. I'm really impressed from them because most of them were research assistants. So most of them were going to the office. So they are not working at the industry and doing PhD, but they were working at the universities with other researchers. But they told that um, they couldn't speak how they can cope with anxiety with their peers with their research groups or at the universities. So they started to feel that there are others as well who are struggling, and there are others who can cope with this struggle in this research sense. So they started to feel this cooperation, acceptance during this 8 weeks. And as I said, we were not talking about our research. We were just talking about the somatic experiencing and our own resources. But of course, somehow at the sessions while we are sharing our lives, of course, we were talking about the research, conferences, projections, etc. So just by hearing from others that, oh, my article get rejected, so I'm so sorry, I worked so hard. So this might have an impact on others as well. So that's why I wanted to conduct this seminar as well. And that's why I wanted to mention the importance of being with others too. Because when we are really united, when we can be with others, actually, we are more strong. And in a well-being sense, in a mental health sense, and in research sense as well, because we are human beings, um, like we all talked about last week. So if we are good, if we are resourceful, if we are supported, we can conduct research and we can write articles. So ignoring this mental health sense or the well-being part uh, might not be helpful for our research as well. Um, so that's why I really care that we need to be together, talking about our own struggles. Um, I am I realized this much more better after this group work actually, because when I was in my last semester for my PhD at that time, and I was having so much difficulties for finishing it. Um, and when I see others or talk with others, I was seeing that, oh, they are doing their juries, they are collecting their data, or they are writing their results. So everything is fine for them. But it was not fine for me because I kept of getting feedbacks from the supervisors, from jury members, changing this, changing that. So it was a really hard time for me. And I didn't have a space to talk about it because I was embarrassed about it. Everybody is just fine. Everybody is a good researcher, not me. So I started to get this cognition. I didn't realize then till I talking with these group members actually. So it was a really insider role of mine during this group work. But after I talk with the group members, I realized that these thoughts and these emotions of myself too. So that's why we can maybe create the supportive environment. Like I said, it shouldn't be the group psychotherapy, but it just might be the writing groups. It might be the, I don't know, just coming together and say hi to each other. Or, for example, defining a day and time just to be on Zoom with others. Maybe not talking, maybe just writing, reading, etc. I don't know. It might be reading groups too. Um, but just being with others might be helpful because we uh, finally, I don't know, like the conversations actually somehow, I don't know how, but somehow goes to the research. So we start to talk about our own struggles as well, and I know that this helpful for us. So that's why I really think that we need to be more collaborative and we need to be more united, I guess. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I don't know if you have anything to add or any questions. I don't know, Alexandra, did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you very much. For sure. Yeah, I think maybe I'll have like a another small question. So you were talking about how you think like it's important to have these kind of spaces to share your struggles and maybe see that like not everyone is perfect and they also have their own difficulties in their grad schools and journeys. I was kind of maybe like partially maybe from personal experience, and then I'm just kind of wondering, like, is it like how to maybe keep uh these like support groups maybe um, also like positive in a way, because I think when we tend to maybe, you know, vent and like share some of their things, and then like we're all kind of in the same boat, like we maybe do um
Yeah.
get into the state of like, oh, we are all in this difficult state together, but like there is no way out of it, and like how do we cope with it, like how to maybe find that hope, and like how to maybe also notice some good things about the journey, and yeah,
Mhm,
like
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. I think I understand that point, and you are totally right. By the way, I just put the DOI numbers and the links that I had for this seminar. So yeah, when we are talking about our own problems, it might go this way. Oh, I am screwed. You are screwed too. So we can come together and cry together. So it might go that way. Um, yeah, I am trying to like like you said, it may not be good for all the time. So there might not be anything good about our own research too. There might there may not be positive things in our research as well. So it's about our coping ways. Um, and yeah, I don't think that our role is to how can I say, oh, everything will be okay, etc. Those kind of things. I don't know how to say it in English, but our role, I guess it is not our role, and this might not be the case, like I say, but as I said, we are human being, so we yes, we are researchers, but we have other roles as well, and yes, we have struggles, Yes, we have um, some like something to prevent our research in our research life as well, but we have our own personal life. We have like we talked about during the somatic experiencing, actually the seminar last week. We have our own resources. We have movements or things that are valuable to us, that makes us smile. We have other people, we have our family, we have our friends, etc. So in the research side, I don't know, everything might not be good, or we may not find a way to escape from it. um, but I'm trying to always end the conversation with a resource. So it's not saying that, oh, everything will gonna be okay. No, everything may not be gonna be okay. So this is a, I don't know, this is a giving false hope to the people. I don't think that this is a right way, but we can talk about our own not research, sorry, resource, how we are coping things. For example, yes, I had so many struggles during my last term of my PhD, but I had my partner, which really supported me during that time. And I had my family too. So I had my financial things too supports me. So this was a support for me too. So yeah, I got supported in many ways. Yeah, I got struggled, but I got supported in other ways. So mm seeing this actually might be helpful as well. So for me, like I said, I couldn't see these points at that time, but sharing the coping ways, sharing the ways that we got support or we find resourceful might be helpful too. Because while we are in a struggle in any kind, not just research, we cannot see other things. We think that, oh, our world is just black and everything is black and we cannot get out of there. So this point of view might help us to remind that we had some green movements, yellow movements, or the orange movements. I don't know. We had other colors. So we may not have them right now, but we had them before. So this might remind these things too. And I am giving a research course right now for the undergrads, but they are the same. So when they have a struggle, they were like, oh, nothing is good this week. Everything was so bad. I couldn't collect my data. I found this, I found that, etc. But I always told them that just start with the positive thing that you had this week. It shouldn't be about the research, but it could be the meal that you eat, like it was so delicious, or I did it so good, or I went this place, it was so good, etc. But just one positive thing in your life this week. Just start with this at first. And then we can continue with the research. So it is so hard for them to find this positive thing in a week, but everybody could do that. So I guess finding this positive thing in general, not just a research sense, um, might be helpful too. So you said that it was a small question, but I talked too much, but I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Thank you so much.